from Annie's Antiques here, and I am with, we're going to be learning with Dr. Larry Keig. He's going to tell us about this vase.
This vase is interesting to me mostly because of how it's shaped at the top. It's different from any other lattice and points piece that I've ever seen. First, because the top is ruffled, but even more because there's a double spout in the front of the vase. And the double spouting I've never seen on any other vase. And I found this vase on eBay, and when I received it, I noticed that there was a obvious rough spot on the top edge. And I was not very pleased with the seller, so I left her negative feedback, and she wrote back very angrily saying, "You should have sent it back and not left me negative feedback." But I didn't want to send it back because it was so unusual at the top, so I sucked it up and paid the $100 or whatever it was for it, and so it's mine. But there's another interesting aspect of this lattice and points vase. Ingood Spurrier and I make a distinction between lattice and points and vining twigs. In order for for a pattern to be called lattice and points, she and I believe that it has to have the interior daisy pattern. This one doesn't have the daisy pattern. It has no pattern at all on the inside. So we'd call this vining twigs instead.
If it's an exterior, you're calling it vining twigs.
If it has only an interior.
If it has only an exterior. If it has an interior with the little flower in there, then that's a lattice and points.
That's right.
Okay. But that is a very interesting top. I've never seen one where they didn't have all the same height for all of the ruffles.
Yeah, most of the vining or the lattice and points and vining twigs usually have a ruffled top or a shape that is described as a six flat ruffled top.
But beautiful.
It is a really pretty. Not only does it have a nice top edge, it does have really nice iridescence too.
And one of the problems I think for people that are looking at auction information is that if the auctioneer didn't give you a picture of the inside of the purple vases, or the amethyst purple ones, you can't tell whether or not it has that interior pattern.
No, and they rarely.
And they very seldom take a picture of the inside or the base of them, which would help you see the flower, right?
Let alone mention that it has the daisy interior.
Exactly, exactly. But they're both very collectible. Which of the two do you think is more rare?
The vining twigs.
Okay.
I think there are far fewer vining twigs than there are lattice and points, probably to the ratio of 10 to 1 at least.
Wow, okay. So plain inside would be a little tougher. But that is beautiful. Yeah, that's one of those that's hard too to tell what the color is. It's such a light amethyst that it is right on the lavender cusp, right? And the iridescence is a little shiny on that, but when you hold that up and you tip it a little bit, you can see through the sides of that so beautifully. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Annie, why don't you tell us about how you distinguish between lavender and light amethyst?
I'm going to start a war, aren't I? My opinion of lavender is that it is an extremely light amethyst, but it has a pastel iridescence. You can see it's lavender from across the room. To me, lavender and Celeste blue, where you have the Celeste blue base glass with the pastel iridescence, same type of thing. To me, if it's a really light amethyst, but it has a heavier iridescence, I'm probably
like this one.
I'm probably going to call it amethyst. Amethyst purple. But that is gorgeous. That one is hard to pick between. So, all right. Well, I think that one of the reasons you told me you liked collecting carnival glass was
to find something new and to learn something and to learn more.
And we thank you so much. You've given us so much information, and isn't it great that we can always keep learning?
It is.